Hey everyone, welcome to Daddio. My name is Gabrielle Ward and I am a rising junior this year in Stockton's hospitality program. I am super excited to show you guys Daddio Hotel and Restaurant, which is where I'm completing my summertime internship as a front desk associate. Daddio is considered to be a boutique hotel. We only have 22 rooms within the entire hotel. These 22 rooms are broken down into 8 different room types, including our junior queen, standard queen, bay queen, double queen suite, king suite, and rooftop king suites. One of our standard queen rooms is also handicap accessible, room 205. At Daddio, we do have a children policy in place. We do not allow children under the age of 10 in the hotel. That is because we are an independently run business and we have 3 bars on location, so we decided to set that forth as a general rule. Some people get very angry and I deal with them on the phone constantly. We use the Roommaster POS system at Daddio, which I struggled with learning at first, but now I consider myself somewhat of a pro. I do enjoy the program a lot. And we are a seasonal business. We are only open from April through October. We open the first weekend in April and then we will close the last week in October. I believe this year that is October 29th. So one day while working in the hotel, while we had 0% occupancy, I was asked to update our Facebook page a little bit with some up-to-date pictures of each of our different room types so that people could actually view them rather than just calling and hearing our descriptions and taking our words for it. We wanted our guests or our potential guests to have something to refer back to just to be sure they have the correct room type that they would like, something that fits them perfectly. As you can see, each room, no matter what the size, they all are pretty similar. And my favorite part about Daddio is the vintage artwork that you see absolutely everywhere. Every single room has a floor-to-ceiling mural of some sort of old vintage photograph, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The people absolutely love it, and that's what makes us so unique and so boutique. As I mentioned before while discussing our children policy, we do have 3 different bars on location. We have our main dining area and our main bar, our garden patio and rum bar, and we have our rooftop bar. We serve a full lunch and dinner menu on both of our first floor locations, including our main dining area and bar and our garden patio and the rum bar out back. And then up on our rooftop bar, we serve an appetizer and sushi menu for guests to enjoy. All of our first floor dining options are open by 12 o'clock noon each day, and our rooftop opens at 4 o'clock on weekdays and by noon Saturday and Sunday. Here's a little video I took before 4 p.m. on a weekday, so there's not too much happening up top on the roof bar, but people absolutely love it. It's a huge staple on LBI. People come to LBI for the day just to enjoy Daddio Rooftop Bar. It definitely gets packed up there. We overlook Long Beach Boulevard, which is the 18-mile street that runs the entire island, and there's a small bay view. As a front desk associate, some of my responsibilities include handling all check-in and check-outs, updating shift notes constantly, which is something that I will touch upon later. We take care of all room assignments. We assign each room to each guest. We create guest folio packets, which I will also touch upon shortly. We answer every single phone call that comes into the building, and we respond back to emails that are sent to our info@daddiohotellbi.com email address. We need to have a superior knowledge of the island. We are the concierge. We give all of our guests and beyond recommendations constantly. We have to keep in communication with our housekeeper, Mary. This is extremely, extremely important. We do need to accommodate all of the guest needs, including beach preparation. So at Daddio, we have for our guests beach chairs, towels, and badges that they can sign in and out as they please. So we have to keep track of that sign-in, sign-out process. We do have to do some minimal maintenance, especially when it comes to someone calling down to the front desk and saying that their AC isn't working or their TV isn't turning on. So I've learned a lot about DirecTV and our air conditioning units as the summer has progressed. But above all, the front desk associates at Daddio are basically just that friendly face that welcomes each guest into our property. Here is a walkthrough tour of our hotel lobby. Those double doors that you see there lead out into our garden patio and rum bar. What I'm walking over to now is our little business center, which is a new addition this summer. So guests have the option to utilize that computer, printer, scanner, and copy machine. The artwork definitely comes back. It goes full circle throughout the hotel. It is absolutely everywhere and we love it. Here is one of the bathrooms. It's a single stall restroom, handicap accessible. And then we have our little breakfast nook over here. Out in the morning we have bagels, toaster oven, granola bars, and coffee of course. Here's just another angle of our lobby, including our elevator in which guests use their key card to slide in and out in order to use. To the right of that is the staircase that guests can use to get up to their hotel rooms or to the rooftop bar. And now would be a wonderful time to welcome you all to the world of Room Master, which is the POS system we use in our hotel. I'm going to take you on a walk through some of these windows that you see up in the left-hand corner of Room Master so that you can gather a better understanding of what we do as hotel associates. The availability window is as straightforward as it sounds, highlighted above. This window shows us how many of each different room type we have available for a given date, as well as their prices pre-tax. We can also see what we have left quickly, and we can view occupancy rate and percentages. So anytime our occupancy rate is over 50%, that means that we are yielding, and those boxes get shaded a different color, gray for weekdays and blue for weekends. This little Go to Date button located at the bottom right hand of the availability window pulls up this calendar, which is helpful in determining availability when a guest calls over the phone. The Rates button, located under Go to Date, is even more helpful because it pulls up this screen, which tells us exactly what room types are available, including their total prices. The Reserve tab displays every single reservation in our system. For the privacy of our incoming guests, I'm using my coffee to cover up their names, but in this window we can see when a guest will be arriving, what room type they'll be staying in, and the amount that we have for their deposit. We do require a 50% deposit at the time of booking. A tab that we can click on in the Reserve window allows us to see who's coming in just for the given day. Here is an up-close view of what we look at while looking through the Today tab at all of the check-ins for a given date. Their room type codes like Rooftop King Suite, our ADA accessible room, our Standard Queen, and our Queen Suite, as well as the amount that we have per each person's deposit. So this is an example of what pops up when you double-click on any of our guest folios. The folios reveal the check-in and check-out date, the room type that this person will be staying in. This person specifically is staying in our Rooftop King Suite, one of our nicest rooms. We have the deposit that we have for them, so 50% of their stay will come to the number there, and the room that they are assigned, which is 301 in this case. Under the Other Information tab, we gather information about the guest, like their credit card number and email address, so we can shoot them over a confirmation email at the time of booking. We also have some other audit information, including exactly when the reservation was made with us and what the occupancy rate was at the time, so that way we can see certain fluctuations in pricing. The Folios tab is exactly what shows us who's in our hotel at a given point in time. So we can see that I'm using my coffee again to cover up guest privacy, but we see who is in what room and their remaining folio balances. This is the exact window that pops up when you double-click on a guest's name under the Folio tab. It breaks down each of their debits and credits. This specific guest has certain restaurant charges that will be due at the time of checkout, totaling what you see below. Under the House tab, we can see which rooms are vacant and clean, dirty, or unavailable. This is why it's super important to keep in good contact with Mary, our housekeeper. In order to change the status on a room, I just right-click and I can either mark as dirty, I can mark as unavailable, and in there I would put a reason as to why, or I can mark it as clean and vacant. The last tab that I'll demonstrate how we use today is our Quick Room tab, which pulls up this. This shows us which room by color is clean and vacant, which are those that are green, those that are occupied, which are labeled in brown, and those that are unavailable, which are in red. Usually we don't have any unavailable rooms, but today 209 has a leak in it. Any rooms that are currently dirty will pop up in a yellow color. When a guest shows up for check-in, we require 3 different signatures from them. We ask for a valid identification, usually a driver's license, as well as a credit card. We swipe the credit card for incidentals, so that is any damage made to the hotel at any point in time. If they choose to damage anything in the room, if they choose to smoke inside of the room, or if they steal any of our beach amenities, which we provide to them for free. The second sheet of paper that we ask for a signature for is that of their deposit. So it'll have the amount of their initial 50% deposit, and we ask for a quick signature on that. So since I took these pictures before this guest was able to check in officially, I don't have their remaining 50% sheet due, but it looks exactly like that second receipt, and we just require a third signature for that. This is our welcome letter that we provide each guest with. It just has some information about Long Beach Island, Daddy-O, and some great suggestions on places to go to eat. And behind that welcome letter, we attach a copy of both of their receipts. One of my favorite parts about working at Daddy-O is making room keys. For some reason, I think all of the associates agree that it's just something that's pretty fun to do. So in each key holder, we put 2 room keys after we program them, as well as a Wi-Fi card. Welcome to Shift Notes. Shift notes are our way of communicating with one another as hotel associates, just from one shift to the next, so that we are all up to date on exactly what's happening within the hotel. We have certain notes left for us, and we leave certain notes for other people. It's a really great thing so that we're all on the same page constantly. Now, since each of my associates are really funny people and we all get along super well, and this is the end of my job tour video, I've decided to include within this my top 5 favorite ship note moments. Found $1 at the bottom of the towel hamper. What a time to be alive. Room 215 keeps calling me sugar. Just locked myself out of the building for 20 minutes. Thank God for room 211. Room 201 peed the bed. Mary has advised us not to use room 201 since one of our hotel guests can't hold his or her liquor.